So we're standing here with our BlackMagic USRA. USRA is really a full-sized production camera, and as we created cameras over the last few years, they were designed in the kind of idea that we wanted to create this handheld DSLR feeling camera that gave great post-production capabilities. What we found was people were using them because of their price point. People were using them for everything. They were using them almost like DSLRs. They were being used for movies, they were being used for some television work, they were using for commercial work. People were rigging up like giant ENG cameras, and we thought, you know what, that's just our hint that we need to create this full-size production camera. So the guts of it do kind of feel like a current production 4K camera. It's using the super 35mm size sensor, global shutter, 12 stops of dynamic range, but the body is where everything else kind of comes into play here. Obviously, the first thing you notice is that big monitor there, a full 1080 monitor. And the idea, what we had here was, this camera, unlike our other cameras, is going to be used on these big productions. That either means it's going to be a single user, perhaps using it on a shoulder mount, and they're going to plug in an EVF for it, or it's going to be a multi-user camera, which means I'm going to have a guy sitting here to make sure that my shot is in frame. I'm going to come around the back end here. I may have an audio guy making sure that my audio is in balance and making adjustments to the channel. I may have a guy doing focus pulling here, so I can go ahead and see, just staring at nothing, so not going to be so helpful, but I can go ahead and see my focus peaking and pull focus this way. It's just something different that we've never done on any other cameras, to say I want to have these multi-user capabilities. And of course, this does have a lot of features that we're going to see on this full production camera. We have the ability to have this SDI out for an EVF with power. We have the Phantom powered XLR audios. You can see here, this is a completely new screen on this touch screen, where we're able to see not only our time code, because we have time code in and out going as well here, but being able to see our audio for peaking, our focus pulling, and our exposure as well. But we have our other similar menus that we're more familiar with in our BlackMagic cinema cameras, our slate, our regular menu touchscreen to be able to adjust all of our settings on here. The peaking obviously is going to do the focus peaking on the other side, as well as the normal focus and iris buttons that we have there. Basic SDI in and out, reference in, time code in and out. There's our power. There's no battery inside of this. This is just a standard, you can add V-mount batteries to the back of the camera itself. One of the nice things about the camera is the fact that we did add 12 gig SDI, and because we have more room to deal with heat, we can go up to 60p on this camera. So it's an Ultra HD up to 60p camera. There's a water cooling system inside the camera here, and there's just a fan blowing the warm air out. It's not a fan to cool it, it's just a fan to move the warm air out. So pretty unique in that design. The other last feature that we do like to talk about is the fact that it's an upgradable camera. This has two models that we're showing here, our EF and our PL version, but that whole lens mount and sensor comes out. So if someone today wants to buy the EF version, but later wants to buy a different module for this camera, they can do that and upgrade it. We've already talked about making a B4 version. We have that in our catalog. But even later, if I decide I want to take a different sensor and a different lens mount, I could sell that as an upgrade. Someone could go ahead, pull that out, and put that other upgrade in. So a really unique camera. We feel that at basically $6,000 for the EF version, $6,500 for the PL version, and shipping in July, that we've answered a lot of people's questions, and we're really excited about this product.